Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back another kicking, you guessed it folks, action figure review. Now, recently we talked about the hypervelocity armor Iron Man from the Iron Man 2 line, which is one of my favorite figures from the Iron Man 2 line, and one of my favorite Iron Man figures of all time. So today I figured, hey, let's talk about my least favorite figure from the Iron Man 2 line. This is the Hasbro Iron Man 2 comic series Neoclassical Iron Man. First things first, never been a huge fan of the Neoclassical armor. I think it's cool. He just kind of looks like a linebacker. It's a cool armor, but when it comes to Iron Man armors, there's nothing in it that's cooler than any other armor. It's not a bad armor, it's just one that's never resonated with me. But this guy, this figure is kind of bad. Like, it has a lot of articulation and paint and accessories for a 3 3/4 inch figure. That's all good. But I don't know if the quality control gods just deemed this like they're Antichrist or something, because wow. First off, a lot of these Iron Man figures stand on their own just fine. This guy does not. He basically has to be on his stand. When he is not, the slightest of breezes takes him down, yeah? And when he is on his stand, he is not on it well. Even when his legs are as close together as possible, he will not stand flat-footed on it. It always raises up, and it's a real tight fit into his peg, which could be a good thing. I can see that as a good thing for some, but when the legs are already not good and you don't have that wiggle room, not great there. Also, quality control-wise, mine's head is like loose as hell. Like on my Mark 6 light up, he has a really loose head, but that's because the head is the button for the light up feature. This guy just has a crazy loose, wobbly head. And this shoulder pad is super warped. It does not stay in at all. And this one pops out incredibly easily. Actually, a lot of the figures in this line have shoulder pads that pop out very easily, but this guy even more. And then when they're articulated, they don't look good. I'm sorry, it's this design. Admittedly, this design from the comic isn't super well adapted to figures. Even the 6 inches of this guy like leave a lot to be desired. I don't have them, but like there was the Return of Marvel Legends one, I think, and it left a lot to be desired for people. And this guy's leaving a lot to be desired for me. Paint-wise, he is a bit more interesting. He has a lot of paint. The top of his head is this metallic red, but most of his body isn't that metallic red. You see, it doesn't match the shoulders and torso. It matches the arms and legs a bit more, but that's really it. He has a great wash on his more muscular bits. I'll give him that. He has an incredible wash all over, fully painted front and back. That's pretty incredible. He has some reused parts, but I don't care. And also, they might have been on him first. I'm not entirely sure about that, so I can't fault him for that, you know, because he has like the same arms as the Silver Centurion, and they actually might have been on him first. And they're good. I do like the sculpt of his arms and legs and stuff. I actually really like this arm sculpt with the hand. I think the hand is sculpted in a very cool way. God, I just wish his head wasn't so floppy, and I wish the reds matched up a little better. Just a little better. Articulation-wise, side to side on the head, a good wobble, but it doesn't hold up and down. I wish he looked up further for a flight pose, but once again, this design from the comics is not conducive to articulation. You do have arms that go up very far. The shoulder pads do not hinder, but they do fall out easy. As I said, this one's a bit sturdier, but this one, not even a point in trying. Good round, rotation, bend. A lot of these guys also have additional hand articulation. He does not, but that's because it's sculpted as a big gauntlet. That doesn't really bother me at all. The torso articulation is better than you would kind of expect, actually. It moves pretty decently. I wish it went down at all, but it's got good back and side to side. You have in and out on the legs. If you turn that joint, you can kick them forward and back. See? But you have to turn the joint, which I've never had a problem doing. Some people might find that annoying. I don't. He can't kick back super far because of his hard plastic bussy, but that's a problem Hasbro still has to this day. But there is that thigh swivel. A great, see, there it goes. A great double knee bend. Allegedly up and down on the feet. It's not much. And a decent side to side. Nice rotation there. It's all right. But, you know, I gotta give him this. The peg holes are also accompanied by fully painted repulsors on the bottom of the feet. Fully detailed and painted bottom of the feet really weren't necessary for this guy, but they did it anyway. That's going above and beyond. I will give them that. That's cool. And this guy does also have a lot of accessories. He has this stand. Everyone comes with the stand, but that's because there was the armor card gimmick, which is a gimmick I actually really like. You get armor cards. Mine has never come out of the plastic sleeve. But the armor card in the back is the torso, and then there's an armor card that's the legs, and an armor card that's the head and arms, and you can mix it around. So you could have the neoclassical body with the Mark I head and arms, and then like Ironmonger's legs or something. And you can mix and match them to make your own armors on the cards, which is really cool. The card, there's also 3 little slots here that the cards slot into. Unfortunately, they don't really fit into it if you want to leave them in the plastic to keep them pristine, but I used to have like a Hall of Armors display, right? So on the shelf, every one of these little Iron Men and Iron Man villains and characters and stuff, they were all on their stands displayed with their armor cards, which made for a great display. God, I'm going to miss it. This guy is for sale, by the way. I know I've kind of been crapping on him this whole video. I get that. But that's how you know I'm an honest salesman, right? I'm telling you all this guy's faults, and I'm still trying to sell them to you anyway. I actually don't want to sell any of my 3 3/4 inch Iron Men because it feels like it hurts the Hall of Armor. But I haven't had this display on the shelf in years. They've all been in a box. And I don't really even collect 3 3/4 inch stuff anymore, so I am selling off my whole 3 3/4 inch Iron Man collection, unfortunately. I wish I could at least keep my hypervelocity armor and deep dive armor. But alas, everything's got to go. I have a rule. Buy a figure, sell a figure. Every time I want a new toy, I gotta sell one, right? One has to go, unfortunately. This is just how I keep room in the collection. Plus, living in Atlanta is expensive. So yeah, he is for sale if you'd like him. Check out our Instagram and stuff down below. The Instagram will tell you which store he ends up in. He might be in my physical store. He might be on my online store. Not entirely sure yet, but he is a cool figure. And he's better than the 3 3/4 inch stuff that comes out now. It's just, God, comparing him to a lot of this stuff is not so great. He does come with one more accessory, though. It's a cool one. It's this extremely phallic beam. And a lot of the different Iron Men come with this same beam, sometimes in different colors. You do get a little tired of the same beam, but I actually don't really super have a problem with it, you know, because I can just take the other beams and slap them on him if I want. I don't think Titanium Man's will super fit on him, but unfortunately it goes on the arm with the bum shoulder, so it's a bit more difficult to get it nice and fancy because the shoulder won't stay on for the duration of the display, clearly. But yeah, it stays on his hand perfectly fine. It really works as an accessory. And luckily he actually behaved and stood up pretty easily this time. Here he is with size comparisons. On the left we have another Iron Man 2 figure from the same line as the Iron Man 2 comic series Silver Centurion Iron Man, which could be Tony Stark or Jim Rhodes. I actually think he looks great with this Silver Centurion, both size-wise and design-wise. They share a lot of parts, as you can see. A lot of parts. Actually, the entire legs, the lower torso, arms, all the same. But the Silver Centurion really fixes the shoulder problem. I think he has the best shoulders out of the entire line. And his head is way better. There's a lot that the Silver Centurion improved over this guy, which we will get to in the Silver Centurion's review. And we also have to review this Marvel Universe Thanos from Hasbro on the right. This is the single-carded version of Thanos. You can tell because his paint job is lighter. And you can actually tell this is the single-carded Silver Centurion because his paint job is darker, oddly enough. I think I've already reviewed the 2-pack with the Mandarin for Marvel Universe, though, which just reused Iron Man 2 figures because they were so good. That's why it's my favorite 3 3/4 inch line of all time. But yeah, I think he scales great with this Thanos as well. I could see him teaming up with the Avengers to take down this very Thanos. Really, really cool. So yeah, he will look great with other 3 3/4 inch Marvel stuff from this era, but all that really matters is he looks well with his own line, which he does. And just for the sake of reference, here he is with the 6-inch Hasbro Marvel Legends Kane Scarlet Spider from the SPDR Build-A-Figure Wave. And yeah, obviously they don't scale well together. They're not supposed to scale well together. They're completely different scales. He's 112, I think he's 118? I think that's what 3 3/4 inch is for humanoids. Yeah, but if you're the type of person that doesn't care about scale and just displays everything together regardless of it, which I often do, admittedly, usually not with superheroes, more with kaiju and dinosaurs, but I know there are people that do this too. Plus, also, if you're not sure how big he is and you only collect 6-inch, then this will really help you visualize it a lot better. But yeah, that's how he'll look with a 6-inch Marvel Legend. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Hasbro 3 3/4 inch Iron Man 2 comic series neoclassical armor Iron Man? Well, he definitely has his flaws. You can see how ugly that shoulder is when you're trying to pose him up. I think he has good accessories. He has a good amount of accessories, which are really kind of the base accessories for this line. But they do work with him. He could stand better. He could pose better. The quality control on mine specifically is terrible. But at the end of the day, he's still a lot better than the 3 3/4 inch stuff that comes out now. 3 3/4 inch stuff that comes out now, you're lucky to have 5 points of articulation. Oh, it's for kids. Well, so were these. Kids deserve good figures, you know. It's true. Kids deserve good figures. But I understand that they also do deserve cost-effective figures. So I kind of get why these great 3 3/4 inch figures kind of fell out of style from a financial standpoint. But I am selling him. He will be complete with all accessories out of package, clearly. He's not my favorite. He is easily my least favorite of the line. It is very easy for me to let this guy go compared to letting, say, the Hypervelocity armor go, which I adore. But it is hard to let this line go as a whole. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out the cool links down below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I'll be reviewing that Thanos and Silver Centurion eventually, and that Scarlet Spider I should have already reviewed. That's it. Thank you all once again. See you all next time. Bye for now.